So as protests against Elon Musk and his major domo, Donald Trump's illegal, bald-faced, out in the open hacking of the functioning armatures of our incredibly effective systems of governance, as those protests occur all across the country, well, yet another top career staffer is leaving the administration amid a disagreement over a request by Elon Musk's team for sensitive government information. And we have the incredible story as it broke just this morning, hours ago on NBC. It's exactly what this nice woman is worried about as she demonstrates in the freezing cold, while Trump and Musk ice out our democracy.
I'm worried about the power that Elon Musk has been given without any kind of election and kind of running over everybody. That's a big concern. I'm worried about, I have a lot of family and friends that are federal employees or depending on grant money to do research, so it's impacting me personally.
Today's story is about Michelle King, who, as you're about to see in our breaking report, she's one of the most highly regarded public servants of measurable ability with tremendous qualifications and, as we're about to see, a sense of duty guided by a moral compass. What's that, you may ask, Jagger? Well, let's check out Governor Martin O'Malley recently to see what he had to say about such things, especially Social Security Commissioner Michelle King.
You'd never find a finer public servant than Michelle King. She oversaw all of the field offices. You know, that's 1,211 field offices all across America. She, like the other civil servants there, was beyond reproach, totally honest, not at all involved in politics.
Well, here's what Elon Musk recently said about your Social Security Department, which, as of today's upcoming story, may not be so secure after all.
I mean, these things, it's just common sense. It's not draconian or radical. I think it's really just saying, let's look at each of these expenditures and say, is this actually in the best interest of the people? And if it is, it's approved. If it's not, we should think about it. So, there's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security, and we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone that's 150? I don't. Okay. They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out. That's a case where, I think they're probably dead. It's my guess. Or they should be very famous, one of the two. And then there are a whole bunch of Social Security payments where there's no identifying information. Well, why is there no identifying information? Obviously, we want to make sure that people who deserve to receive Social Security do receive it.
I think what's actually most obvious is your entitled attitude. Where'd you get that from?
I have a genius son. He needs to talk to someone besides me. And of course they roll their eyes because every mother thinks their child is a genius.
Yeah, your entitled attitude does not entitle you to glibly, blithely F with millions of people's hard-earned, paid into, over a lifetime, Social Security, or what you entitled elitists call entitlements. No, let's call BS. You're not a genius, no matter what Mother DeVille may have told you as a child. You are just smart enough to buy out the right guys at the right time. And here's yet another receipt for that from NBC News. Earlier this morning, we're talking about your dime, folks.
There are new developments in the Trump administration's push to reshape the federal government. Another department is now facing scrutiny from Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE.
NBC News has learned that the acting commissioner of the Social Security Administration, Michelle King, stepped down over the weekend after she refused a request from DOGE to access sensitive data of millions of Americans at the agency. That is according to two sources familiar with the situation. Well, the White House later confirmed that King was no longer head of the agency.
NBC News White House correspondent Aaron Gilchrist joins us now. Aaron, let's start there. What are we hearing from our sources, also from the White House, just about this resignation? And just tied to that, what's the information that DOGE is looking for here?
Well, Joe and Savannah, good morning. The Social Security Administration is in charge of managing payments for more than 70 million Americans. We know that President Trump has promised not to cut benefits from that particular agency as they're doing this work across the federal government to make cuts. One of the sources familiar with King's resignation in particular said that some of the information involved here in this dispute included bank information, Social Security numbers, birth dates, and in some cases medical records as well. King retired instead of giving up that information. She refused to let Musk's team access those sensitive government documents. Again, that's according to two sources, and the White House has confirmed that she is no longer the person in charge of that agency. We know that the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, gave an interview last night where she talked about this, and she said that the president has directed DOJ teams to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. There was an anecdote from Elon Musk last week when he spoke in the Oval Office where he said that there was at least a case where someone was collecting Social Security benefits who was 150 years old. So that sort of offers an example of what they describe as waste in that agency. Leavitt did say that his team has not dug into the books just yet, Joe and Savannah, but they do expect that they will find some waste and potentially fraud at the Social Security Administration.
So when I was a kid, my parents had absolute faith in the system that they had paid into to protect them in a compassionate democracy that cared for its citizens. They believed it with their heart and soul. Well, because they spilled their blood for it during World War II to bequeath it to our generation. And now this soulless ghoul from the racist neck of South Africa is desecrating that sacred faith and fleecing that sacred fund with mollycoddled conceit and milquetoast glee. You know, I guess I'm with modern mythmaker and great storyteller Vince Gilligan, who asked earlier this week, where are the good guys when we need them? Maybe we better create them.